Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I want to talk about something that a lot of people may not realize. I've talked about this briefly in the past, but I want to talk about how our bodies talk. And actually, that's an extension of how the universe talks. I'm going to start by a little tiny story about myself. Years ago, before I knew I had all, all of the six empathic gifts that I thought were normal, I used to get twinges of pain in my body, and I used to get, shivers up my legs, pain going up my legs. I used to get premonitions. I used to get a lot of stuff, and I used to ignore them. I used to ignore them very, very well. I ignored them to the point where I ended up in a psychiatric hospital because what I was forcing myself to do was not what my soul wanted me to do. Now, a lot of people have to do stuff for money because money is important in this life. It just is. Those of you who don't know me know I am a healer and I can communicate with animals and people. Of course, I can read people's energy. But there was a point in my life where I worked for animal control. I was the director of animal control in a metro Atlanta county, and it was my job to kill animals every single day. Even thinking about that now just sends shivers down my body. What happened is I got sicker and more depressed and more depressed and sicker, and I started really losing it. The universe was sending me headaches. The universe was sending me shakes. The universe was sending me metabolic issues. The universe was sending me everything it could possibly say. My body would, every single time I'd walk into the office, I would start shaking or I would start feeling sick, but I did it because we needed the money. But did we need it that badly? Until finally, and you've probably done this before on a job that isn't a right fit for you, I forced myself to get fired. Have you ever done that? When you really dislike a job and it really doesn't fit you, you end up forcing yourself to get fired. That is your soul saving you. So I want to talk about the different ways that the body talks. I once had a client who was angry all the time, a man. He was always angry, but he came to me because he had bladder infections. His bladder was always irritated. And you know what's really funny about that? What do people say when they're angry? I'm really pissed off. I'm really pissed off. Well, his piss was off, if you really want to think about it. So our bodies can speak to us very literally. There are certain places in our body, and it depends on like the type of autoimmune disorder that you may be developing or where you feel pain, like knees. Knees are about being able to have mobility, moving forward. That's your body telling you that you may be afraid to do what you do, or if it's the left knee, that you're carrying too many other people, or you're fearing for too many people, otherwise known as worry. Oh, I'm so worried for my family. And if your right knee hurts, that means that maybe this path that your brain wants to go, your subconscious is afraid of. Do you see how your body talks to you? It's the same way with shoulders. If you have a right shoulder that's very stiff, that means you might be carrying a lot of the emotional and or physical weight of people, meaning you might be doing too much for them. How many people who, especially sensitive people, sensitive caring people, have what I call the rescue syndrome, where you feel like you can save them? Oh my gosh. And then you end up with narcissists that need saving. Or you end up with drug addicts, or you end up with somebody that there's always a good excuse. Yeah, that's very common. In fact, many people have written many books about them. Look for them if that's an issue for you. What I'm saying is when your body speaks to you, it is talking truth. I sometimes have an upset stomach, and I always ask my body what I'm upset about, because we process our emotions in our stomach. And my body is telling me that I'm ignoring something that I'm upset about, because I tend to just say emotions, yeah, I hear you. I'm going to keep plugging on. I'm going to keep doing. And what that does when we stuff our emotions, I've talked about that too, they end up in our favorite pocket places in our backs, right? They end up in our favorite pocket places and we hurt. How many people have sore backs? How many people have sore necks? A sore back means I have a backpack of emotions that my body is carrying and I'm not listening to them. Or I have anger that I don't think is appropriate to share with the world because I know that anger is selfish, but that hasn't stopped me from feeling it. That's our body talking to us. The body and the universe are simply amazing at guiding us. The only problem is our literal English speaking mind, our literal, please just tell me what to do in English minds don't get it. So you've got to listen to your body with your heart. And you do that by saying, instead of saying, well, what does this mean? You're going to say, how does this feel? When I feel this, what does this remind me of? What does this show me? Like, for example, in mine, when my stomach hurts, what am I not processing in my belly? If you are carrying it, like if both shoulders, like if you do this, it's like, oh my gosh, that hurts so much, or you can't put your arms over your head kind of a thing. I used to have that. That means you are taking a lot of responsibility for a lot of people's happiness that may not be your responsibility. Because, in fact, I had a post about that before, about allowing people their path. Show them leadership, but don't do it for them. Unless, of course, they're under the age of, 5. If they're under the age of 5, then yeah, they're going to need help. But after that, they need to start getting their training wheels on. You're going to supervise, but you're not going to do it for them. In fact, 3-year-olds, a lot of 3-year-olds can do stuff. You just go around behind them and help them out afterwards if they get frustrated. A lot of parents don't have time for that. So I get it. It's impossible to be perfect, so don't strive for perfection, people. Just strive for being open and honest and listening to what the universe and what your body is trying to tell you. And also understand that if you are a parent who is sensitive, guaranteed at least one of your children is sensitive too. Have some compassion. Have a wonderful Tuesday. And if you want to consult with me, go to sallyreed.com. I love to help people. That is my purpose. That is my goal, is to help people unravel the things that their bodies are trying to tell them. Have a great day. Bye.